What's going on, guys? My name is Andrew. Super pumped to have you guys. I have Seth with me here. Seth's got an incredible story. He joined my mentorship program over 6 months ago. Seth, go ahead and say hey to the people.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing?
We are doing fabulous, hopefully. Dude, Seth, go ahead and give me like a background of like what you do at your job before you started Amazon, like kind of where you were in life.
Working 50 to 60 hours a week. I've been trying to get out of that role for a while. Better work-life balance. Came across Andrew's profile. Saw you pitching the business model and said, I feel like that's something I could probably learn how to do. I see the potential that it could have down the road to create time freedom and more financial freedom.
That's awesome. How long had you been thinking about Amazon before?
I hadn't been considered anything. I wasn't following other Amazon people. I wasn't following other sellers or anything like that at that point. I just came across you by random, honestly. Considered it quietly for a few weeks. Then I started talking with my wife and said, like, hey, this is something I'm really interested in. And it's been a journey. It's been a roller coaster.
What's been your best sales month so far?
Last month, had a great month last month, 45,000 out. That is the last 11 months, I think.
Ooh. That's awesome, brother. Yeah, you're killing it, man. What was the most valuable thing that you learned or went through? How was it the experience for you?
Yeah, it was great. Thing that I really liked was a set of courses available covering a wide array of topics, how to set up your account, how to learn different strategies for sourcing and selling, how to hire your first VA, find a prep center, all that kind of stuff. I would always encourage everyone is like grow at your own pace. It's not a race to the finish.
Bro, how many hours right now a week are you putting into Amazon?
Probably not more than 10 to 12 right now.
I would say that's pretty average. 10 hours a week is like very standard. I've recently gotten mine down to about 6 to 7 hours a week. I tried to like the buyer inside. The buyer didn't go super smooth as I wanted it to. But once I get the buyer actually fully set up, I could probably get it down to 3 or 4. So 10 and 12 is good.
Yeah, in the beginning it was a lot more. I think we even tracked it. In the first month or two, I was calculating, okay, I'm going to spend 20 hours a week on this or 22 hours a week on this or something. It's been growing. It's been growing steadily. And it's cool finally seeing it hit those milestones. We had our biggest spend month last month, over $30,000 of inventory.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
$30,000. That's setting you up to do $50,000 this month. It's impressive. All right, brother. So go ahead and tell me, like, obviously the first talk we had, what was your biggest hesitation before joining the program? I don't know this dude on the internet. He's saying, give me money and I'll teach them to do this FBA thing. And you probably hear like about scams and stuff like that on the internet. Like, what was your biggest hesitation?
Biggest hesitation was, well, with anything that you see online, is like, hey, this seems like too good to be true type of thing. Or is the first thought that might come to mind. You're like, hey, I'm doing this much revenue. I'm doing this many millions of sales. The thing that I appreciated was I didn't feel you ever sold it as, hey, this is a get rich quick thing. This is a whatever. This is going to be a piece of cake. You were upfront that this is going to be a lot of work. This is going to be a lot of effort up front, front loaded effort, but this is the potential that is there long term. I appreciated that. That's what helped me be more with it, is like, hey, I think this is legit. I think he's showing all his actual numbers. I believe that's all real. Hey, it took time to get there.
It definitely takes time. And you're learning that right now, obviously. I think it took you like, 8 months or so to get to 50K, right?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I think it took me like 10 months to get to 100K. So you think about it like that. If you ramp up in the next 1 or 2, 3 months, basically you're on my exact same pace, right? I can show you sales numbers right now of the last 12 months at 1.7 and 1.8 million. And that's great and that's exciting. But I've also been selling on Amazon for a year and a half longer than you. You know what I mean? It takes time. And the cool thing is the more money you have, like once you start doing it, the cash flow starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you start growing exponentially faster.
We had our biggest 2-week payout, this past week.
It's going to keep happening, bro. It's a blessing. It's just going to keep happening over and over and over again. You're going to keep setting it every month. So that's exciting. Did your wifey have any concerns before joining?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me her concerns, bro.
Just with like time commitment, is this going to take too much away from us spending time together, us doing things as a family together? And so it was something that we talked a lot about, prayed a lot about together. And we just kind of had a big vision, like a long-term vision. I was like, hey, this is going to be really hard for a little while, but this is what the potential is down the road for us and what it can do for our family. And so we just had to remain focused on that. There's definitely been some moments along the way, some stressors of like how much time was being spent and all that, but she's been awesome. She's been supporting me with this. We did the LLC together, so we've been doing it together.
You guys are crushing it. Good for you guys. What's your like vision for the next like 6 months to a year? I mean, like, where do you see yourself from an Amazon perspective? I mean, you know how long it takes you to grow now. You're already doing, close to $50,000 in sales. What's your expectation over the next 6 months to a year?
By the end of the year, and honestly, I'm fine growing as fast as we can, but I'm also fine just growing steadily too, as long as we're still growing. Life is crazy. And
yeah, life is always crazy.
If we get to 75 to 100K a month by the end of the year, I think that would be awesome. And I think that's very attainable, probably a lot quicker than that too. I just want to give ourselves a lower bar, because then if we hit it, we're like, oh yeah, look, we did it a whole lot faster.
That way you're not discouraged. Yeah, it's all about a mindset, Seth. I think so many people start this business and they realize that they start in 30 days and they're like, oh crap, this is like, I got to put some time and effort in this. I'm like, yeah, it's not a get rich quick scheme, like you got to put effort into it. You put effort into it, bro, like, and you stay with it, you will be successful. So if you had to say any words of encouragement for somebody that's thinking about starting an Amazon business, obviously I think the biggest thing is like mindset. My biggest encouragement would be like, if you don't even have the right mindset to start an Amazon business, don't start. If you had to give somebody else an encouragement, encouraging words to start an Amazon business, or what would you say to them?
Just know what you're getting into and know what it's going to take, but don't get scared when stuff starts to go wrong in the beginning. Because, we're probably a prime example of like a lot of things that could have gone against our way did. But I think what separates a really good and growing Amazon seller and someone that eventually makes it big versus the many people that quit is like, do you run away when times get tough or when some weird thing happens that you don't understand or you don't know why? And so you just roll with the punches. So like, hey, if you keep on persisting, if you keep on doing it, take the couple small L's, because you're gonna have a lot bigger wins if you keep at it.
Persistence is key.
Yeah. So just keep going. Don't get discouraged if something doesn't go your way, or if you don't grow at the pace you want. Keep driven on that singular focus for why you're doing it. You'll be all right.
Awesome, bro. Love that. Well, Seth, I appreciate you joining me today. Seth, the people want to follow you. You have an awesome story. They want to follow you. Go ahead and give us your app. What's your app?
We're going to start documenting our journey on a new Instagram profile page. It's FBA Plus.
Give him a follow. He's an awesome dude, hardworking, and honestly, persistence pays off. If anything, if anybody watching this, like, persistence pays off, like having the right mindset. And with Seth, had the right mindset when he joined, and so that's why he's been successful. Guys, appreciate you all joining us, and we'll talk soon.